Hello there, World of Tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm, of course, your host, the Droodles, Blitz, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about the FV2 and 5B183, but we're actually going to be playing in the FV4005 for today's video. Now, the 183, it's a strong tank in one aspect, and that is the alpha damage. The gun is able to deal 930 average damage a penetrating shell, and on its Hesh, which has very good pen at 242, it can deal 1300 damage. The issue is the tank is slow. It has no gun depression and literally zero armor. It doesn't get any bounces. Sure, you get troll bounces, but troll bounces don't really count as armor. That's just kind of lucky. So, the 183, in all regards, is probably the most useless tank in Tier 10, and the statistics show. It is the worst performing win rate tank in Tier 10, being the only below 50% on average at 49.57. The M6Yo is sitting at 55% win rate, and there's 17,000 people playing it, but that doesn't even come close to the 23,000 people playing the 183. And then we have the 4005, sitting at 7,959 players, 66% less than the 183, and its win rate is higher, its average damage is higher, every single statistic on the 4005 is higher. And the weirder part is that the 4005 carries a much deadlier gun. 2 shells connected from this vehicle deals the same damage as 1 shell connected from a 183, and because this is an autoloader, you get both of those shells out in a time frame of, 3 seconds. I mean, that's it. You just gotta fire for 3 seconds, and judging that this tank's aiming time is almost 3 seconds better than the 183, it really doesn't even take that long to get these shells out. It's got very good DPM at 3,500, dispersion is great, aiming time, as you can see, is only 3.8 seconds, and it's able to get 3 shells out of 460 damage per shot, meaning 1,300 hit points, actually 1,360 to be exact, in a matter of 6 seconds. If any heavy tank makes a mistake and drives where they shouldn't be, half of their health is gone in literally 6 seconds. The tank's got very good standard pen, fantastic premium pen, great gun depression at 10 degrees and 8 degrees of gun elevation. It's fast, it goes 40 kilometers per hour forwards and 18 in reverse with a power to weight ratio of 22.9, giving it an average speed of 38. It's got a fully traversable turret, at least 90 degrees to the right and 90 degrees to the left. Now, there are downsides of this tank, don't get me wrong, but compared to the 183, everything I just said there is better. There is only one downside from this vehicle compared to the 183, and that is armor. It has 14 millimeters of turret armor, but because you're able to run Spall Liner, just like the 183, basically every shell pens you, but it doesn't really demolish your hit point pool is a good way to say it. It'll hurt, obviously, but it won't, one-shot you. We'll put it like that. Shells from a 268, yeah, that'll still hurt. It'll deal about 800 damage a hit. That means 3 shells from a 268 and you're dead. But 3 shells normally from a 268 need to be dead either way. So, yeah, really it doesn't make too much of a difference. Now, the enemy team, they've got weird tanks. They got 2 183s, they got a 50B, a Mouse 57 Heavy. They got a really weird lineup, a lot of deadly tanks, honestly. It's 3 autoloaders, and then they've got 2 183s. Yeah, I don't really know how I want to fight this. Now, normally I would stay in the back, but because the enemy team's got such a weird lineup, I'm actually going to push my tank up in the front line. If we can get some shells out very early on their team, that would be really, really strong, especially because we got such a medium advantage. So let's see if I can get my 4005 right over here. There's 1 shell into the 57 Heavy. Let's go for 2 shells into the 57 Heavy, and because we have 3, oh baby, that's what I'm talking about. That is 3 connected shells into the enemy 57 Heavy. That is over 1,300 hit points we just dug right out of that tank. And we're fine. I mean, this is where the 4005 just feels like a beast. And it doesn't feel like a beast. It is a beast. I mean, doing that is very hard to do, obviously, but if you can get a scenario where it works, oh man, does it work well. That Leopard 1 has already been taken out, and all that's left is the FE2 and 5B183 over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ruin this guy's day. We're going to connect 1 shell into his tank, and obviously let's get 1 more out. There you go. And start reloading my clip once again. Now, in that short amount of time, I have managed to pick up, yes, that is right, 2,000 damage. I mean, this is literally the shortest amount of time ever, and we're already at 2,000. You can just see how quickly this thing does pick up those damage numbers. So we know where the Mouse is. He's off to the side. Oh, there's a, actually, yeah, that's a 183 right there. Just realized that. Let's get a tracking shell into his tank. That way he can't really move. And then, there you go, finishing off the 183. That's a good example of why the 183 doesn't work too well. And by the way, that was a Hesh shell that guy connected on me. Only dealt about 900 damage because, of course, we are running Spall Liner. Just another reason why the tank works so well, even when huge hitting shells do end up hitting it. So we know where the AMX 50B is, we know where the TVP is, and there is the mouse. And out of all the tanks I'd like to farm here, I'd probably like to go for that AMX 50B, but I'd also like to get that mouse. But oh man, oh man, oh man, that is a huge farm right there. There's one shell into the 50B, let's go for a second shell into the 50B, and you know what, let's even connect an HE into the TVP's rear, because why not? So there you go. That was a huge dump into the enemy team, enough to just, again, ravage their hit point pool. I was going to say a different word, but then I realized not a good word. So there you go. Pretty good. 4,000 damage for the first battle. I mean, I can't complain, can I? It was incredibly deadly against that, the T-57 Heavy. For some reason, it didn't show me my battle results. I don't know if the game bugged out or something, but yeah, let's see if I can check my battle results here. Here we are. So, to that T-57 Heavy, which we clipped in the beginning, we were able to take off 1,411 hit points. For the AMX 50B, we took 932 off, and add that extra 538 for the HE on the rear of that TVP, and that's again around 1,400 hit points we took off. I mean, the gun on this tank just feels amazing. The ability to dump out such an incredible amount of damage so quickly is what makes this tank so strong. Man, just had to clear my throat there for a second, but as I was saying before, there are downsides for this vehicle. Don't get me wrong, it's huge, very easy to shoot. I mean, even though that game works very well, there are plenty of games I can tell you when I've played this vehicle that either A, my team has fallen apart and I can't do anything, or B, I just get absolutely smashed, because the armor on this tank, it's non-existent, and the hit points, sure, it's 1900, but it's not going to last that long when you've got tanks shooting at you for a prolonged period of time. And obviously, you want to clear a tank like this. This is not a tank you want to leave sitting around the battlefield. We got a Waffenträger that wants to tunnel me, but whatever. Sucks for him because I can tunnel him back and it would hurt a lot more. But either way, I'm going to push my tank right over here. This spot is fantastic for people that want to try and cross up in mid. The real question is, if the enemy team pushes this way, I am in a world of trouble. So I'm going to sit right here. I'm not really sure what the enemy team's going to do. There's the Chieftain Mark 6, who's chilling right there. I'm going to wait for my... I don't know if I'm running camo net on this tank, to be honest. I am not, actually. Very surprising. I normally run camo net on these types of vehicles. But either way, I'm going to sit here. We got that 5A just chilling up there. I mean, if they end up poking, we'll get some nice shells in. Can't complain. Our 57 Heavy has been detected. And with that, if he gets actually pushed on, we will be here to help him. But right now, I'm just kind of chilling here. Oop, there is the TVP, actually, who got shot once, who's getting shot again. I don't know if that TVP's enjoying that all too much. We're just waiting here. Oh, there is an IS-4 off to the side, and this is where the clip comes into play. So I'm going to push my tank forwards, and we're going to see if I can get some shells into the enemy IS-4. So let's see if we can do that right now. Here comes a 1 shell, 360. Here comes 2. And obviously, let's get that final shell out. Boom. Oh, there you go, 483. So, there you have it, folks. That is a clip from my tank out, and with the 57 Heavy clipping that IS-4, there we go. Full health Tier 10 Heavy is dead. I mean, the potential of this tank is stupid. You can clearly see why the tank is so strong. So now I'm going to push my tank forwards. Maybe we can get some shells out into the WZ-115A, and that's exactly what I'm going to try and do right now. So I'm going to push my tank up into an aggressive position here. And let's see if we can get some shells out. So here comes a shell number 1. There you go. And of course, let's go for one more. Oh, actually, my teammate will actually just ram him to death. So we got the Waffenträger, Camping Conqueror, and we're just reloading again. 18 more seconds left before our clip is ready. So I don't really care about the Waffle. He's kind of a waste of my time and clip. So I'm going to try and go for a vehicle like this Conqueror. This guy has a lot of hit points. In fact, he's got a huge chunk of hit points. And let's go for an HE shell up his rear. There you go. One HE shell there. Maybe we can get a shell into this Hori, and there's 1 shell into the Hori. Let's go for a second shell in, and boom. There you go. 2 shells connected into that Hori, and he even hit my gun. So, this game again, it might not seem like I did much damage. In fact, it might not seem like I did any damage. But the fact is that I did over 3,000 damage this game. Very, very quickly, this thing is able to get out damage. And we even got a finishing shell on the Girl 15. Wasn't much, only 84 damage, but it did its job. So, there you go. That is the 4005. 3,569 damage for that game, and we did 4,000 for the first. This tank is amazing in certain aspects, and if you can get it to do its job, it can be absolutely devastating to the enemy team. Again, that IS-4 stood no chance. 1,328 hit points in 3 shells. That Hori lost 902 shots, and if you add in that 854 I did to that Conqueror, that's 1,700 damage in 1 clip. Unlike the FE2-5B183, that, you know, it has a decent clip, or not clip, but damage on 1,300. This tank, because it shoots 3 shells of 550 on HE, is able to deal over 1,600 clipping damage if you connect all HE. I really like the 4005, and it has downsides, but its upsides definitely make up for them. And if any of you are spamming the 183, and chances are, judging that it is the most played tank, at least half of you out there are playing this tank out there maybe on the daily or even the monthly, I would suggest to stop running the 183, as it is a pointless tank. It causes losses for your teammates and as well yourself. I would suggest to play the 4005, where you're not causing detriment to your team, and you might actually be enjoying it a lot more. Hopefully all of you enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. But other than that, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye!